Screaming Geek community here. I am Jerry the Geek. This video, we're going to talk about everything I watched in the month of April. But before we get into that, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, even DVDs, it's like home theater movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel because I do these discussions, monthly updates, collection updates. I do unboxings. I do reviews. Check that stuff out. Hit the like button, subscribe. Turn your bell notification on, and always feel free to comment below, let me know what you think of anything. So let's get into what we watched in the month of April. Of course, my wife and I, has been it's been kind of a reoccurring theme this year, is doing a lot of franchises. And so this month we got into doing the Bourne franchise. And here's a collection of all 5 movies on 4K. We got Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne Legacy, and of course the final one, they brought Matt Damon back, Jason Bourne. I love this franchise. I'm glad to have this. Now, of course, the 4th one, the Bourne Legacy, that's the weakest one of the bunch because they didn't get Matt Damon, so they decided to continue the franchise without him. They brought Jeremy Renner in, and they did it completely different. And it is a good movie, but they shouldn't have done it. I mean, they were so involved, things jumping back and forth because they're trying to tie all these different things together. How do you make a Jason Bourne movie without Jason Bourne? So really kind of crazy movie, but again, it is good, but not one I'd want to watch all the time. The other ones are phenomenal. Next up, we've got Willow. We watched on 4K. Got the Steelbook here. Definitely, it's another one of those movies that's one of my wife's favorite movies. We got it on Blu-ray just a couple years ago. And I wanted to get the 4K, but, Steelbook was so freaking high price. I just waited to get a good deal on eBay. I don't care how bad I want a movie. I am not paying those massive, outrageous prices that are coming from Sony and Disney. For Steelbooks, my ballpark pricing is $35. If it's something I really want, I might go $40. This is one of those I was willing to go $40, but nothing more. And I found, I looked at the listings on eBay, and after a long time, I finally come across this one I got for, I think, $38. So that was really good. Or, Amazon was still wanting $46 for it. And I'm like, sorry, I don't care. I'm not paying that. That's freaking ridiculous. As collectors, we need to take a stand and show the studios that we want these releases, but we don't want to pay those outrageous prices. As long as we pay them, they're going to say, hey, we're selling them. They're willing to pay for them, so they're going to keep doing it. I know it's, it's a double-edged sword, because if we don't buy them, like, hey, they don't want them, but they need to realize we want them for a reasonable price. I don't want them to give them away. I mean, I know a lot of work and money goes into putting these out, doing these restorations. So, I'm willing to pay a little bit for the top quality, but the price gouging is crazy. When they're throwing these up for $50, $60, $70, I just say, fuck you. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry to say that, but I just cannot do that. Sorry about the mini rant. I just sometimes go off on a tangent when it comes to those things, but just had to voice my opinion. We need to take a stand and say enough is enough. So the next one up is Watch The Rock. No, you cannot watch this too many times. Still one of the best action movies. Of course, Michael Bay at the top of his game. He gets a lot of bad flack because of the movies he's done, because once he got into Transformers, he wouldn't do anything else. But I still love what he does. This is great. This is rumored to come to 4K this year. We'll have to wait and see. Next up is a movie, when I say the name, you think of one movie, but it's not that movie. Gladiator. Not the Russell Crowe. This has Cuba Gooding Jr. in it, and I forget what his name is. James Marshall. It's about boxing. This came out in, I think, 1992. Phenomenal movie. I freaking love this. I remember seeing this at the theater and fell in love with it. This is one of Cuba's early roles. It also has Robert Lagoya and also Brian Dennehy in it. So if you're into sports movie, you like fighting, boxing, get this one. Check us out. This is a great movie. You'll really like this. Now, after watching that, I kind of got into them as I kind of got into a Cuba Gooding Jr. kick. So I pulled out another one I've got on DVD, Jerry Maguire. Never got the Blu-ray. I know it has a 4K and a Columbia Classics sets, but I will not buy those freaking sets for one movie. So I'm hoping they get a standard release of it, and so I'll upgrade this because the DVD isn't that great here. And sticking with the Cuba Gooding Jr., we got Chill Factor. Another great action movie that's very underrated. You don't hear too many people talking about this. This is a great movie from beginning to end. If you have not seen it, check this out. It is really good. And another Cuba movie, Lightning Jack. Another very underrated movie. I don't hear anyone ever talking about this. Cuba pulls off a phenomenal performance without even saying one word in the entire movie because he's a mute. He can't talk, and it just, his expressions, the way he presents his character, his performance is off the freaking charts. And with Paul Hogan, this is comedy western. Another one, if you have not seen it, buy this. You'll freaking laugh your ass off. If I want a good laugh, this is one of those movies I can put in and it's going to make my day. I freaking love this movie. And it also has Beverly D'Angelo in it, but yeah. Lightning Jack, Paul Hogan, Cuba Gooding Jr. Watch this. It is freaking great. Now going from Cuba to Paul Hogan, you can't think of Paul Hogan without thinking Crocodile Dundee. This is the entire trilogy on Blu-ray. I bought this recently because the word is the 4Ks of the first two, they're censoring them. They're editing out certain things to be appealing to the modern audience, and I think that is bullshit. I am so against censorship. I don't care. They need to present the original versions and not lose them. So because of that, I just bought the Blu-ray set, unaltered, and I love this trilogy, and I was glad to watch all three of them here. And the third one doesn't get a lot of talk about. I still enjoy the third one. It's a lot of fun. All three of them are phenomenal. It's just sad they've agreed to censor them. Even supposedly Paul Hogan even okayed the censorship. I'm like, screw you. You shouldn't have done that. We just need to preserve what was originally shown. So yeah, I'm all against censorship. So if you like Crocodile Dundee, I would just stick with the Blu-ray trilogy because you're going to get screwed with the 4Ks and the censorship. The 4K I think will look phenomenal. You think of those Australian landscapes, that is going to look gorgeous. It looked pretty good on a Blu-ray here, but I'm happy. Again, censorship, I'll stick with this. I advise you to boycott the 4Ks because of that and just stick with the Blu-rays. Next up is one, we just had one of them that I talk about because of the name. Is here we got The Other Gladiator. It's like, well, you watch one, you got to watch the other, the updated one with the Romans. Of course, I haven't watched the second one yet. I love this one. This is definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. And the 4K here is freaking top notch. I'm still wanting to do a top 10 4K list. This will most likely be in it because this is spectacular. It has a grit from the battle scenes, but it has all that detail, just freaking leaps off the screen. Little pops of color. So yeah, when it comes to 4K, this is one of the best out there. If you don't have it, I highly recommend getting this. Next up is another one, very underrated, doesn't get talked a lot about. The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp. I have fun. I've watched this multiple times. I have so much fun with this movie. I don't care about the original Lone Ranger. I don't, you know, I never followed the original series, the characters. So maybe this doesn't follow it. Maybe they freaking botched the character. I don't care. This is updated. This is just so much fun. I have a blast every time I watch this. Especially near the end, the train scene with the ladder. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm in tears every time because it's just so damn funny. It has to be seen. So if you just want to have pure fun, you know, a nice little action movie, check this out. This is really good fun. There, I said it again. I can't say the sentence without saying the word fun, because that's what this is. I'm not afraid to say this is one of those movies everyone hates that I really like. Now, last of the physical media movies that I watched, Evolution. This is another one of those movies, if I want to laugh, I put this in. My wife and I have watched the DVD a million times. I finally got the Blu-ray here last year, and great upgrade. It's a great upgrade. This thing looks phenomenal. If it comes to 4K, I may buy it again, just because I love the movie that much. And got a great cast. You know, Sean William Scott, David Duchovny. Yes, like who else? We got Ted Levine, Orlando Jones, Julianne Moore. So it's got a great cast. It's freaking hilarious. So it can't go wrong with Evolution. Now, last up for the movies is one we actually saw at the theater, and that is a Minecraft movie. I've never played the game. My granddaughter freaking loves it. She's addicted to it. I've watched her play it a little bit. I know nothing about it, so going into the movie, I'm unbiased. I don't know what to expect. But we actually, because of the granddaughter loving it, you know, so we went down to Tulsa because that's where she lives with her dad. So we took Lily along, you know, to the theater, saw it on IMAX. Freaking phenomenal. We laughed our asses off through the entire thing. You know, I love Jack Black and Jason Momoa, because, you know, Jason Momoa always plays this, you know, usually a badass character. So I thought this was, you know, I was like, this will be interesting to see how he pulls off playing some kind of a nerdy character, something that's out of his wheelhouse. And he pulled it off. He is freaking funny as shit in this movie. So, love the movie. Also, we stayed, you know, of course they have, as a credits roll, they have a scene. But also, if you stay to the very end of the credits, they have another post-credit scene you have to see. You know, a lot of the audiences are people have already left and missed out on that. So glad I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with another one. I will buy this when it comes out. It's a great, great movie. So that does it for the movies we've watched this month. Check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. So we'll see you then. Geek out.